A very good morning to one and all. I am Dr. Priyanka. I'll be presenting an unusual case on coach-like response in occlusive retinal periphlebitis. Our patient, who was 42-year-old gentleman who gave a history of diminution of vision in the left eye for past 1 month, which was gradual, painless, progressive, and it was associated with flashes and floaters. There was no significant negative finding and no systemic comorbidities. The systemic examination and gross ocular examination was within normal limits. His right eye was emmetropic and no significant anterior segment findings in the right eye. Whereas in the left eye, the vision was 6/24 and there was retrolental cells present, but there was no RIPD. Left eye fundus examination revealed media haziness of grade 1 with disc margin which is present more in the nasally. There is also presence of cuffing noted along the peripheral venules, suggestive of active periphlebitis. Temporally, there was collaterals, sclerosed vessel, which is suggestive of old vein occlusion. Somewhat inferiorly, perivascular exudation and retinal hemorrhages, along with the retinal thickenings, which is suggestive of recent onset of branched vein occlusion. There was also ill-defined subretinal exudation, and there was few odd exudates in the fovea. To summarize, a middle-aged male with a progressive diminution of vision in the left eye, associated with flashes and floaters, with a vision of 6/24. On examination, there was mild vitritis, cuffing of peripheral veins with multiple venous occlusion and perivascular exudation, suggestive of occlusive periphlebitis. And there was also subretinal exudation and diffuse telangiectatic changes with peripheral microaneurysms. These two points us towards coach-like response. So my clinical diagnosis will be occlusive retinal periphlebitis, secondary to coach-like response in the left eye. I would keep my differential diagnosis as Eales disease since the patient is young, and CMV retinitis, Behçet's disease, and IRWAN. We investigated with OCT macula in the left eye, which showed increased central foveal thickness with the presence of epiretinal membrane and cystoid spaces. There was also subretinal fluid with hyperreflective foci. There was also retinal thickening along the area of BRVO. Left eye fundus fluorescence angiography showed blocked fluorescence at the area of retinal thickening and hemorrhages. We could also appreciate delayed filling at the area of branched veins, which is suggestive of BRVO. And there was multiple telangiectatic vessels and few microaneurysms in the temporal and inferior retina. Progressively, there was leakage from the peripheral veins, which is suggestive of periphlebitis, which was increasing in size and intensity from the veins and the optic disc. Here we could clearly appreciate the progressive leak from the microaneurysms, and multiple telangiectasia was also seen. The systemic examination and blood investigation was within normal limits. So we started him on oral steroids, 50 mg OD. We tapered slowly over 2 months, along with topical NSAID eye drops. Clinically, we could appreciate that there was a symptomatic patient was improved and media was getting more and more clearer, and there was gradual reduction in the SRF and reduction in the retinal thickening over 2 months. So when there's a picture of retinal telangiectasia with aneurysmal outpouchings and odd exudates, we should always think about coach-like response. In various literature, they have told that the coach-like response can mimic different diagnoses, such as retinitis pigmentosa, retinal vasculitis, pars planitis, MACTEL, ischemic BRVO, ROP, and in our case, occlusive retinal vasculitis. Coates originally described the picture as congenital telangiectatic retinal vessels with subretinal exudates with or without exudative RD. But in Eales disease, which is our first differential diagnosis, is also an isolated vasculitis affecting the younger men. Here, occlusive vasculitis is a classical clinical feature. IRWAN is also a rare clinical entity which affects artery more than the veins, which affects young males with systemic comorbidities. Here, macroaneurysms can be considered as a disease-defining criteria for IRWAN. Here, learning points from this case would be that even in chronic BRVO, we can see microaneurysms, telangiectasia, and mild exudation. Coach-like response with severe subretinal and perivascular exudation is a rare presentation of occlusive retinal periphlebitis. A good clinical observation and fundus fluorescence angiography helped us in arriving at our diagnosis. So, a control of inflammation with only oral steroids showed a dramatic response in our patient by resolving macular edema and retinal thickening. Thank you.
So I think it's a very good presentation because we do see this occlusive vasculitis. And just one question, what were the investigations you do for this patient?
Since,
Because you just mentioned some few TLC, DLC, but any specific? Because again, it would be like
it could be actually
diagnosis of exclusion.
It could be CMA retinitis also, because the picture looks like frosted branch meningitis. We did serology to rule out HIV positive.
So did you do all those tests?
Yes, we did.
Acha, you did not mention that. You have to rule out because it's just a response which you're saying, which is quotes like, but it could be any of those occlusive vasculitis which you have to rule out. So there's a list of investigations, especially tuberculosis once again, and CMV. And thank you. Any questions for her?
The representation of fundus pictures is very good.
Thank you.
Very good. You did a very good job.